Welcome you specially to this session. In this session, we're going to be looking at understanding your audience. Now, if you want to be able to write better copies or you want to be able to create better copies, you need to understand the people you're writing to. The essence of copy, like we have said in a previous module, is to make people take a particular action. And before you can get somebody to take a particular action, you need to be able to connect to the person. You need to be able to say something in a way that makes the person feel like I need to get this particular thing. So let's say, for example, you want to sell a product. If you want somebody to buy the product and you want to write a copy, you need to write that copy in a way that the person can see that product as a solution to maybe the problem is facing or as the next step they need to take to get better results with whatever they are currently facing. And if your copy does not speak to them so well or does not give them that particular picture, that particular assurance, there is no way they would buy. And it is impossible to write a copy around them if you don't know them. So before you can write a copy that work, you need to understand the people you want to write to. And that is the essence of audience. So you need to understand your audience. And now in copywriting, understanding your audience means knowing their needs, knowing their preferences, knowing their behaviors. Now all of this helps you to tailor your message in a way that resonates with them, that engages with them, that persuades them effectively. For example, if I want to create a program that is going to teach people how to make money, if I want to create a copy to sell to students, it's going to be different from when I'm creating a copy that I want to use to sell to graduates. It is also going to be different if I'm trying to create a copy to somebody who has graduated a very long time and maybe is already working in a company. Now, because of these people need different things. Now, everybody need money, but the student needs money because he wants to take care of himself in school. Maybe because of his parents are not sending him enough money from home and he wants to be able to just settle some of his bills, maybe it's departmental dues, faculty fees, maybe transport to school, maybe feeding, those little things. You get the person that has graduated from school, like a fresh graduate, wants to get some money so that he can maybe start up a business. Maybe the person does not want to look for work, or maybe the person has been looking for a job for a very long time, and the person has not seen a job, and the person just wants to do something so the person can get the course so he can start up his life. But the person that has been working, let's say, in a company and is already making money, his needs is different from every other person. It's either this person is looking for an extra source of income, or the person is tired of the work and he wants to get he wants to work on his own, or he wants to become a boss on its own. So can you see that if I'm writing a copy for this three different set of people, my copy must be created in three different approach, in three different way. I must approach them differently. I am selling the same course, or the same class, and I'm trying to tell them they can make money, but because of their different, I mean, they have different need, they have different desire, they have different behavior. I have to ensure that my copy is tailored to each of them. So if I don't understand them so well, it is impossible for me to create a copy that would actually connect to them. And like if I don't do that well, it will be impossible for me to get them to take action. And I will definitely not make sales. So your audience is very crucial in copywriting. Now, why do we need to? I've talked about this just now. Number one, relevance. So when you tailor your copy, it addresses the audience interest and issues. When you understand your audience, you'll be able to tailor the copy well, and it allows you to address their interest. So it allows the copy to be relevant to them. Number two is engagement. Now, when it is relevant, it leads to more engagement because they see it, they read it, and they like what they're seeing. They engage more with it. The next one is conversion. Now, if they like it and it is engaging well with them, definitely they want to get it. So because of it, because of we understand them very well and we create a copy in a way that connects to them, we will definitely get more conversion. And more conversion means more sales. Now, the next one, we'll be looking at creating an avatar. Now, we have seen so well how amazing audience is and the reason we need all of it. But now let's look at how do we set them up. Now, when we talk about an avatar is just like an illustration of something. So when we're talking about an avatar as regards to your audience, we're talking about an illustration of your audience, like a persona, like an identity for the audience. So we're going to be looking at different things that can come together to create an avatar for your audience, right? So let's take them one after the other. Research and data collection. So we're starting with how to gather information that can form the avatar. Number one is data collection, and this under this one we have the demographics, we have the psychographics, and we have the behavioral data. Now, in this particular session, what we want to do is we want to understand what are those things that sum up our audience. For example, now, like I said before, if I want to write a copy to somebody that is living in an undergraduate, so it's still in school, it's going to be different from when I'm trying to attract somebody that is maybe married and already has a company that is working with. So they are two different set of persons. This person may be under 25, while this person might be over 35 years. A young guy of 25 years and a young guy of 35 years have two different needs. So we need to understand their demographics, psychographics, and their behavioral data so we can be able to know, okay, exactly who we are trying to attract or exactly who the copy is for. So the demographics is looking at the age of the person, the gender of the person, the income of the person, their education, and their occupation. So the basic data that we just need. So in case you are working with a very very big project, you will need to document these things because at some point you won't be the one only working on it. So you might need to want to just give the data to somebody else. But it is always good for you to know these things. So you know the demographics and the psychographics. So this is one that is going into their lifestyles, going into their values, their interests, how they think, right? Their personality. So this is for the psychographics. And the last one is their behavioral data. Here you are analyzing their purchasing habits. You're analyzing how they interact with brands and the kind of products that they use. So all of these things is going to be giving you an idea of the kind of people you are looking to get. It's going to be giving you a more robust identity of the audience. I hope you understand. And the next one that we have is the competitor analysis. Now, competitors are very, very good for marketing. For example, we have Pepsi as a brand. We also have Coke as another brand. There's a high chance, or I can even say it is certain, that people that buy Pepsi buy Coke. Like for me, if I want to buy Coke and you don't have Coke, I buy Pepsi because to me, I don't even see any difference between them. I don't see any difference. So I can say that I'm the same audience that Pepsi will market to, that Coca-Cola would also market to. So this is just like a pointer for you. If you want to set up your audience or you want to create a very good avatar, you can look at your competitors, look at what they do, look at the kind of content that they create, study their audience. When you get their audience, if it is similar to what you're doing, then it's going to help you create a better structure for your audience. And the next one is customer feedback. So let's say you already have some customers that are working with you. You can get their feedback. Let's say they use your product, and then they say something like, "Oh, I was struggling with this particular thing, and then this product helped me to do so." Listen to them. Now, when you get that particular thing that they're saying, then you know that okay, that means there are other people that are just like this person that need this product to solve this particular problem. I don't know if you get me. So because of you listening to them, you get their feedback. It might not even be what they say about your brand. It might just be what they are saying, maybe in your comment section, maybe you just even see their post or maybe on their WhatsApp status. Whatever it is, you need to study your customers so that you can get what they want. Another thing you can also do is through surveys. Like there was a time I wanted to create a new course, a graphic design course, and I had to actually ask my viewers like, what would you like me to teach, or what is that thing you are currently struggling with as a designer that you hope you can get solution to? And many of them were just talking about, oh, I want to learn how I can blend colors together and stuff like that. And when I created a program around that particular thing, and I created a very good copy that analyzed that particular problem, that particular problem, I sold a whole lot. Again, because of what I actually created a survey. So you need to look at what your customers are saying. It allows you to gain more insight into what they want and then into also their pain points. And with that, you can actually create a very, very good copy that connects to them, that engage them, and can actually convert them to buy from you. So let's move into creating a buyer persona. So this is a little bit similar to what we have done before, but here we are taking it a step further. Now, every single thing we have done here, we are to do them one after the other. So you get the demographics right, you get the psychographics right, you get the behavioral data, you study your competitors, you study your customers, and then after that, you can now use all of that to move towards creating a buyer persona. Now, after getting your results, the next thing you want to do now is to identify the goals and the challenges. So challenges, we can refer to them as pain points. You want to now look at, okay, this thing I'm trying to sell now, what can it actually help my audience? This is audience. What can it help my audience to do? And also, what are the problems my audience are facing that I can help them to solve? Because it's not every problem that is not every product, I mean, or it's not every copy, or let's just use offer. It's not every offer that you are creating a copy around that would solve a problem. Some will just help people to get more results. For example, somebody that already has a job, is working at the job and is collecting salary every month. That person wants to make more money. That person most likely does not have a problem of money. He has money, but he wants to make more money. So let's say he's living in a house that is paying rent, and maybe he wants to get a car. Now, the fact that he does not have a car at this point is not really so bad. He is still fine with it. But yes, he wants to get a car. So that car is like a dream for him. It's like something he wants to get. It's going to be different from somebody who does not even have a job at all. And you're telling the person that the person can make money online, maybe as a designer or whatever it is. You get, so you can see that there are two different set of persons, and one person has a challenge, another person has a goal. So when you've understood all of these things we talked about, then you now look at, okay, what goal does my audience have, or what challenge do they have? Now when you identify these things, you now look into them deeper and see how you can actually create your copy around those particular things, telling them that, okay, if your goal is this, then my product is going to help you to reach this goal. If you have this problem, then my product or my offer would help you to also solve this problem. Now, what does the persona want to achieve? Or let's use this audience. What does your audience want to achieve? Is it that maybe they want to improve their productivity, they want to find affordable solutions, they want to make more money, whatever it is that they want to achieve, that is their goal. Or what pain point or obstacle are they facing? For example, is it lack of time? Is it because they are spending so much money and it's affecting them, or is it because they don't even have money at all? So depending on your audience, depending on your product or your service, and depending on what you're writing on, you understand, okay, so is it a goal that these people have, or is it a challenge? And some might even be a blend of both of them. So you now know the direction to write your copy, and when you do it this way, you're able to actually get more results. Then the next thing now is to develop a narrative. Now you've gotten all of these things ready. The next thing now is to develop how you want to go about it. Now you're going to creating a detailed profile or story for your audience, including their background, their daily routine, their decision making process. You are creating like a picture of these people, like an illustration, like I don't know how to put it right now. It's like you are creating an identity around them. Now, this allows you to see them vividly. This is one thing that helps me a whole lot when I'm writing copies. I tend to create a very, very clear picture of the people I want to work with, or the audience I want to sell to. It allows me to know them very, very well. So when I'm writing the copy, it looks as if I'm speaking to them. I don't know if you have ever read copy of maybe online, and it looks as if these people are talking to you as if they know everything that you are facing. Like it's just as if, and you just be stuck to that copy, you just be reading. And if you have the money at that point, you will pay. That's because of these people really, really understand you. They have studied you so well. They know literally everything about you. And because of that, they are able to target you and they're able to get you to pay. And that's because of they have created a story using every of these instruments that I've explained, created a narrative that connects to you on a very, very deeper level. So I hope you understand this. So that's the reason your audience are very, very important. Now let's quickly look at your wants. I mean, your audience wants, their needs and their desires. Now, this is an aspect of understanding your audience that you must know and you must always use. Now, your wants, needs and desires, most time people use them interchangeably. What once you hear wants and you hear needs and you hear desires, it look as if they are the same thing, but they are actually very different. When somebody say they want something, it's different from when they say they need something. It's also different from when they say that they desire that particular thing. Now you need to understand every of these things so that when you want to write your copy concerning a product to a particular audience, you know how to put in their wants, how to put in their needs and their desire. You know how to make them see that product as something that they can want, or something that if they desire they can get, or something that they really need and they must get it right now. You get me? So let's take it one after the other. The wants. Now, wants are specific preferences or items that your audience desire. An example of this is trending clothes, advanced tech gadgets. Now, these are things that your audience wants. I want to, for example, now I can decide to say, okay, I want to eat this evening. So let's say I ate in the morning, I ate in the afternoon. I want to eat this evening. Now, when I say I want to eat, that means if I don't really eat that evening, it's still fine. Yeah, I want to eat. So if I don't eat, it's fine. It's different from when I'm saying that I need blood. When I say I need blood, or when I say a patient need blood, like let's say I'm a doctor and I have a patient that need blood, that means it is urgent. If the patient does not get blood, the patient would most likely die. So it's different from I want. So want are preferences. They are things that your audience wants or desire, like trending clothes. Like for example, you have clothes, but you want to wear Versace or you want to wear Gucci. You get, so it's not as if you don't have clothes you want to wear, but you just feel like yes, you want this particular product, maybe because of somebody else wants it, then you also want it. So when you understand this, in your copy, when you're writing copy and you understand that this is something that your audience wants, then you can amplify that particular thing. Like you see most of the celebrities, they know that you like this particular clothes, then they start wearing it. When they wear it, it starts to build the desire. You also want to get it. Before you know, you get it. If they say that there's a discount, you buy it because of what? It is something you want. If you don't have that clothes, there's no problem. You will still be fine. You have other clothes you wear. But because of you want it, the copywriter can amplify that particular desire inside of you and allow you to get it. So importance in copywriting, when you want something in copy, we can highlight how that product or service that you want can be gotten, or how the product and service can meet that specific want. So let's say, for example, I want to eat this evening, and somebody, let's say somebody outside knows, or the woman that is living, that is cooking at the end of the street knows. When I'm passing, she can be like, I cook your best food today, oh. And I ask her, what do you cook? She say, I cook pounded yam and egusi. Even if I didn't want to buy before, because she knows I want to eat. And she just told me that, I'll be like, I'm coming. And she'll be like, no, don't worry. Just tell me how many you want. I'll package it for you before you come. What has she done? She has roped me down. Before I know, I'll just tell her how much is it? 2,000. I'll give her the money and she'll give me and I'll go home and eat. Now, what has happened there? I did not tell her I want to eat, but she knows that I want to eat. What did she do? She just said some things that amplified the desire and got me to buy. So this is the reason you need to understand the wants of your audience. When you know what they want, you know what they desire, you'll be able to amplify it with your copy, with the kind of words you use, you'll be able to amplify it and get them to buy. I hope you understand. Then the next one we have is the needs. Now, the needs are essential requirements or problems that your audience needs to address. Now, this is extremely important. Now, the needs are not things that they desire. Needs are things that they must have. Like, I must breathe. It is important for me. I must to do data. Data is not something I would say I don't want to do. Maybe I don't have money. Even if I don't have money, where would I get money from? I get money online, because that is where I'm working at. Most of my clients are online. So I must get data. Data is important for me. You get, there are other things that are also extremely important that must be gotten. So you want to understand, okay, what are the needs of your audience in relation to what you're selling or whatever you're offering. So when you understand what they need most, then you can amplify it very well in your copy. An example of this is a reliable car, a secure home, money to eat, money to take care of yourself, money to buy something. You get, So, importance in copywriting, it shows how the product or service can solve these fundamental needs. So now that you know what your audience need, then with your copy, you can now show them exactly how that product can solve it. Exactly how the product can solve their need, because number one, they need that particular thing. But now you know that they need it, then you now use your product to solve it. You get me? And while you're doing this, you can also show them the reason they need to buy it now, or what's going to happen if they don't get it right now. You get, for example, let's say I'm passing and the woman see me and the woman be like, brother, rice don almost finish, oh, come and buy now, oh, because it's remaining like just 2 spoon left. She knows that I must eat, right? So when she say that, she's telling me why I must buy now. She knows that I need to eat. So with that, I won't be able to even go again, because I'll be like, this is almost, let me quickly come and buy. So what has she done there? She has amplified on my need. It's different from when she's just saying that, I cook your favorite food today, oh. As mean I don't want, I can decide to say, I'm not eating Jerry. But when she said that it's remaining just 2 spoons, what do? I stop, because of it's something that I need. So when you get what your audience need, the way you approach the copy is going to be different from when you know what they want. And the last one we have is desires. Now, desires are similar to wants, but they are just much more far than that. So, for example, I can desire to be a rich man in future. That's funny, anyways. But I can desire to be something in future. Like, for example, I can say, tomorrow. I just wish I just wake up tomorrow and I'm very strong. That is a desire. You get, so desires are much more farther, are much more far than just your wants. You get, so aspirations or goals that they want to achieve. For example, achieving financial freedom, living an healthier or living a healthier life. So you can see that your desires are much more far, much more long than just what you want. So you can want to eat this evening, and then you can desire to have food stuff, or you can desire to have a bag of rice by tomorrow. You get me? So emphasizing, importance of copywriting, it emphasizes how the product or service can help your audience, persona, that's audience, fulfill their deeper aspirations. So whatever you are selling, or whatever product you're offering, when you understand what your audience desire, you can use that product to achieve it. You can show them how they can use that product to achieve it. For example, now at Addis Academy, we are selling courses, we are selling classes. But the general idea behind what we are doing is we are helping you to be more stable, so you can learn skills that can help you to build profitable careers. So even if you don't get any job, you can learn skills that you can become a freelancer. From there, you can transition into someone that owns a business, own a company, and you can start up your life that way and begin to make a lot of money, even employ people. And this is something that most people want to get. So if we are marketing, it's going to make more sense if we market from the angle of your aspirations, because that is really what you want. Most people don't want to work under anybody. They feel like being a boss of their own. And that is one thing that learning a skill can help you do. For example, I started just by learning graphic design skill, and then I learned copywriting, and then I learned information marketing, and then I started organizing classes just as a one person. And before you know it, I was able to start up my first company. So can you see how I started with just a skill? And that is something that Addis Academy is also doing. So if we want to market, we can market from the angle of what people desire, not just what they need. Yes, I know you need money at this present state, but there is something you desire more than money. So when we market from that angle, what happens? People that have that particular vision, we want to buy our courses. We're not even bother about the price of the courses, because of they can see the vision, because it look as if we are the vehicle that would help them like transport themselves to that particular aspiration, or to that particular goal that they want to reach. So I hope you understand it. So that is the reason you need to understand the wants, the needs, and the desire of your audience, right? So let's now look into how you can apply this knowledge. Number one is by using the insight to create. When I say insight, I mean the data you've gathered. By using the data that you've gathered to create compelling copies that speaks directly to your target audience. So you've gathered every of this data together. You know exactly who these people are. You know what they want to know everything. You know the approach you want to follow. Then when you gather all of these things, you can use them to create a compelling copy. Don't worry, I'll explain how to go about all of that when moving into the next episode. Then the next thing is you design your content and offer that align with the audience wants, needs, and desires. Now, This is why we said copywriting is a part of marketing. Now, as a copywriter, you are not just selling the product. Like, for example, if you bring a comb to me now, you're not just selling that comb. That comb is to do something. So you need to find out what that thing do, and then you sell that particular thing. You get, for example, if like I was making an example of Addis Academy. Now we have a lot of courses at Addis Academy. If we want to sell, we cannot just start saying, "Come and learn graphic design, so you can learn how to design fine. Come and learn this one. Come on." No, we just sell the idea of when you learn a skill, you can be able to build a life from there. For example, if you check this guy, Adekunle Gold is a graphic is a musician right now, right? This popular musician, Adekunle Gold, he started as a graphic designer and he started designing graphics for Olamide, that's YBNL. He was one that even created the logo for the company. And from there, he moved into a musician, and today this guy is one of the richest musicians we have in Nigeria, even in Africa as a whole. From what? From a graphic designer. Imagine he never learned graphic design. Now, when we want to sell our classes at Addis Academy, we don't need to tell them to come and buy the course. We just show them an illustration of how a skill can catapult you to levels you don't even know of. How learning a skill can make you more money than even having a job, and how you can fulfill yourself, how you can start up a business, how you can fulfill your life vision from just learning one skill. You get? So we are designing our copy around their desires. We are not just telling them to come and buy the course. No, we don't need to tell them to buy the course, because if they want to get a particular result that they see in the life of other people, they would eventually buy the course. And that's the same thing that this company does, Red Bull. Now, I'm not saying this is the only approach. I'm explaining it to you in different ways. If you see Red Bull sell drinks. But when you go to their Instagram page, you will not see them show a product picture of their drink. They will just show you different kind of stunts that people are making, trying to explain the fact that when you take Red Bull, it gives you wings, like motivating you. Now, whenever you want to have that kind of feeling, you want to take Red Bull because you think it's going to give you something like that. The same thing with if you're trying to sell to the needs of your audience also. You want to look at what exactly are these people looking for? What is that important thing that they must get, right? Let's say, for example, you're selling skincare products, and you notice or you know that most ladies want to look beautiful, and let's say they are having pimples or eczema, and you have a perfect solution to that. You hammer down on that solution, you hammer down on it, letting them know that if you are not looking fine, people would not even call you, no guy would even come and meet you, and you know you won't be ashamed to go out because people just be staring at you. Why don't you get this cream and clean yourself all of these things? What are you doing in your copy now? You are trying to show them that you need this thing. No, if you don't get this thing right now, it will not be like your face is not going to be fine. You get? So depending on what you actually want, whether it is their audience, whether it is their want, whether it is their need or their desires, you can tailor or you can design your copy and your offer around that. And with that, you're able to get very, very crazy conversion. Then you can also use your audience understanding to create CTA that resonates with their motivations. Now, every single person is motivated to do something. For example, the reason you are listening to me right now is because of something. It's either you want to learn copywriting because you are tired of spending money on copy, or you want to learn copywriting because you think that with copy you can be able to sell more, or you want to learn copywriting because you don't have any skill. There is something motivating you. Now, because of that motivation, when you understand the motivation of your audience, you can create CTA, that's call to action, that make them want to buy. For example, now, let's say it is on a website. I can create a CTA saying something like, I want to change my life. And that will be a button. When you click on that button, it takes you to one of our courses that you will buy. Now, people that want to change their life, they will feel more inclined to click on that button because it is resonating with their motivation. I don't know if you understand that. So that is for that particular one. Now, this is going to be the end of this session. I have explained a whole lot in this session, and I'm really, really sure that you have learned. If you are following so far and you don't have a book, you don't have anything you are jotting down, man, you are really, really killing yourself. You should not do that at all. So you should get a book and you should jot down things you're learning, because it's really, really going to help you. Copywriting is one of those valuable skills that you need. You need it so much, especially if you're trying to make money online. It is super, super important. All right. So thank you for listening, and I'm going to be seeing you in the next session.